I was all ready to call it a night when I got an email from Mr. Pruitt. Yes, this is a fan of the channel. Thank you, Mr. Pruitt. He sent me this email that he doesn't have just spy photos of what appears to be a Cadillac Escalade testing up in Pittsburgh. No. This guy's got spy video. Yeah, up a whole nother level. I'm going to show you the video, tell you what I think. We can get started on that coming up right now. Hey, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and if you know me, you know my passion is trucks, SUVs, and I like them big. Escalade big. Yeah! So the new Escalade, Tahoe, and Yukon are supposed to be redone recently. Well, recently. Coming soon. I haven't had a whiskey yet. That's probably the problem with this video, but I'm going to muddle through it just for you. So the Cadillac Escalade is going to be redone. We know that's coming. They've talked about it for a while. It's actually kind of late. It seems like it should be out by now, but anyways. So the Escalade has had a lot of conversations lately because they're talking about a big version of this, a performance version, if you will. They're taking a note from like what Jeep has been doing with the Grand Cherokee and Trackhawks and such. They're talking about doing an Escalade version of it. Yeah, like a big supercharged V8 in the same Camaro. Shove that baby in Escalade and let's burn some rubber. I like it. But anyways, let's get to the spy photography. Well, I said it again. Spy videography that we have from Pittsburgh, and I'll show you on the screen what this new Escalade is going to kind of look like. Now, as you can see on the screen, it's heavily clad, and this cladding is done to disguise the new image, the new styling of this vehicle. The idea is that automakers put all this cladding on there because they're out there testing it. They're doing a lot of testing. They don't want to show off the new, in this case, Escalade yet. They want to kind of keep testing it in the real world. They can do as much lab testing as they want, but sometimes you just give up miles on it to really see what it's doing. And so consumers sometimes get frustrated because you can't see a whole lot. But in this case, I think we can pick out several details. So as you can see in the backside, look at those tailpipes. Those tailpipes remind you of anything? Yep. GMC Sierra looks exactly like it. What about that front end? I'm going to put an image on the screen of this Chevy Traverse. And then as you see it driving back and forth, doesn't it kind of look like it's got a Traverse front end? Yeah, I'm sorry. There's not a whole lot of design amazement that gets me these days. And they're probably using the same shape as they're using in prior generations of vehicles. So Chevy Blazer, Chevy Traverse kind of styling, that sloped kind of front end, the bow tie up front. You can see those lights are probably going to be, a little more different shape. They'll probably be LEDs naturally. Inside the cabin, it's at this point. It's going to have a big-ass screen inside of it. It's going to have more leather inside of it, more high grade leathers, more luxury inside of it. I mean, the whole full-size luxury market has just exploded, and price points exploded. Now, there is an exclusive 4.2-liter V8 turbocharged engine that is for the exclusive to the Cadillac lineup. It's in the CT6 V sedans. Now, that comes in two flavors. It's 500 horsepower and 553 foot-pounds of torque. There's a more formidable 550 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque. But they're talking with this big supercharged V8. It's an LT4 engine. It's a 6.2-liter V8. That could make 650 horsepower and 650 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that's a 230 horsepower increase over today's Escalade. Wowza. So, a few things to note is that the GM, I'm going to call them the triplets here, because you're going to have the Tahoe, the Yukon, and the Escalade will probably be unveiled around the same time. My guess is Chicago Auto Show makes a lot of sense. LA doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess. I think Chicago, but actually I think it's going to be in January at an off-site event because GM's is doing everything off-site, not at auto shows. So it could be December, January off-site. First quarter of 2020 would be the get marketplace of these new three full-size SUVs. Well, if they settle that little issue they have the union right now and get back to work, they could be out in the first quarter next year. Now, the high-performance supercharged version of the Cadillac Escalade, you could probably wait a year on that, probably 2021. Now, also going with these Escalade and Tahoe and things, it's going to be a 10-speed transmission, and you're going to have all the creature comforts and all the safety technology. And heads-up display is going to be through them. There'll still be Yukon XL, and there'll be Yukon, Escalade, and Tahoe. So that's what I think I'm going to see. I think you're going to see that coming up next year. Pricing is probably going to be a slight bump in the Tahoe and Yukon by a couple $100, but you'll see an even bigger increase in the Escalade because in the premium luxury category there, they're just adding more and more and more, and I think that price is going to keep going higher and higher. Could we see a $100,000 Cadillac Escalade? Nah, but we could be damn close to it. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen next year. That performance version could be right along that number, and we could be way over $100,000 for a full-size 3-row SUV. One of the things that's going to be interesting to see on this new one, I get one more thing, caveat here, and keep going on, but one more thing that's going to be interesting to see is what's going to do with those rear seats. So the rear third-row seats, you recall, in the prior generations, they had two. In prior years, they had them where they removed them out completely, and then they have them now where they fold down, but it creates a big hump when you get into the back of the vehicle. And so they're talking about independent rear suspension all the way around, which will lower that height of those seats, and it'll give it more smooth ride quality. With Lincoln Navigator going independent and Ford Expedition going independent, it doesn't seem like consumers really care about that anymore. It used to be you had to have a solid rear axle, and so you'll see those seats going down. So I think from a consumer standpoint, it's more of a win-win. Seats will go down, be more a flat-loading floor. Yeah, you get independent rear suspension, but the towing numbers are still pretty good in these, and the average towing probably with this segment is about 5,000 pounds. We can do with an independent rear suspension, no problem. There. That was a pretty big point. I'm glad I didn't skip it. Hey, for more pickup truck news, make sure you check us out on pickuptrucktalk.com. Also, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Pickup Truck Talk. Again, thanks, Mr. Pruitt. I owe you one on that one. These are really cool videos. I'm glad you sent them. Glad you watched the channel. Thanks for being part of this channel with me. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. And now I got to go pack my bags. I'm off to Texas. But you know what? I will see you down the road.